name's Dr. Sally Everett. I'm the Deputy Dean for Quality and Student Experience within the Business School. And the importance of this video is to really introduce you to GradeMark Turnitin. There are a number of benefits to using GradeMark Turnitin that we have considered and we hope that you will see. Now, previously you would have to come into university and hand in a hard copy to the iCentre, but we have removed this and made it more convenient for you to be able to hand in your work. So that will be online, electronic submission, but also receiving your feedback after the prompt 20 days deadline back online. We also are committed to reducing our carbon footprint. So in terms of the environment, we don't want loads of paper that is submitted. So we've actually gone to online submission to ensure that we reduce the paper for that. The other area that we're looking at is to actually for you to be confident in ensuring that your work is original. And there are draft submission points where you can use these to check the similarity and the text matching of your work to a number of different areas. But I think overall the benefit is quicker, more prompt feedback, detailed feedback that you can provide early and submit it early, and we can provide that feedback early on to you. So what is it? In two areas, it basically allows you to submit online your work. And it allows us to provide feedback and marking online. It also text matches your work to journal articles, to books and to current work, so you can make sure that your academic writing is correct, and then it will highlight to you in your draft work where you might need extra references, you might need to reword something or rewrite something before final submission. You can log in from any personal or university computer or any internet cafe. If you find a problem, perhaps in the computers in the university with the login, then you must make sure that you try another computer or another room or a friend's laptop, anything to make sure that you submit, and try and submit early. So don't leave it to the deadline time, because that could cause you problems if you find that the computer you work it doesn't work. Now, you'll have to log on to the Turnitin site, which is www.submit.ac.uk. So that's www.submit.ac.uk. Don't use the US one, you must use the UK Turnitin site. Also, you would have received a one-use only Turnitin ARU email login. You must use that email login from Turnitin and not your ARU login. So the Turnitin login will be your first name dot last name at student.anglia.ac.uk. So that's first name dot surname at student.anglia.ac.uk. Turnitin has two types of class. One is the Check Originality class, or the Core COR class. And you can submit your draft work as many times as you want to check the originality of that, to check that you can use the system to match the score against what we call kind of plagiarism. But be careful, because sometimes that score can be very high, be very low, but it doesn't indicate whether that's good academic practice or not. It just text matches. So you must make sure that everything that you see is referenced and you use is referenced appropriately. So don't use that percentage as a kind of indication of how much plagiarism or not, because that's not the case. But do submit as many times as you want. Those submissions won't go onto the Turnitin database, so that is not and it cannot be used as your final submission. So you must make sure that only drafts are in that Check Originality class. The second class is your final submission class, and that should be quite clear on your login. You are enrolled onto that final submission by the Faculty Office. It is open probably about 3 weeks before your module hand-in. The class names are quite clear and then the module title, and I would recommend that you use the draft first before you go to this final submission, because it's a one submission only. If you've got several parts to one assessment, make sure it's in one document. If it's one assessment, it should be one document, everything together because you were unable to take that back or delete it or put in another resubmission. Exactly the same if you were handing in a hard copy. So I would advise you to make sure that that final copy is exactly the right one, because mistakes can't be changed. That's the one that will get marked. And you will only have a right of appeal if there is an administration error. So you can't appeal if you've handed in the wrong thing, or you've only handed in a part of it, or you've handed in the wrong draft, or you've not submitted at all. So I would just be careful when you do that. We don't accept paper submissions unless you've been told explicitly, so that might be things like spreadsheets or presentations, and you can't submit to other grade mark classes for your particular module, so make sure it's in the right place. What I would say is the feedback will be returned promptly, which we say is 20 working days in the student charter, and that feedback will actually demonstrate where you've done things well, provide quality feedback on where you could improve your work. That might be in terms of referencing or reading or certain areas, or better construction of paragraphs, but also we'll provide detailed comments through the marking criteria. And that feedback, you need to go back into your Turnitin class and make sure that you go in and log on, and you can actually see a point where you've got the screen and you've got the comments next to them. There's a lot of support that is available that we have provided to make sure that it is smooth for you and easy to use. The key thing, if you're finding problems and thinking that you're struggling with the Turnitin grade mark, contact the faculty office. Some of the details are in the leaflet. Make sure that you are aware of 2 classes, the check originality report and the final submission. Make sure you know the difference between those. There's also a useful chart taking you through the process. Please contact them in advance, well in advance of your due date, and particularly in the Christmas period and the run up to that. The email address for that is laibs, Laibs, grademark-support @anglia.ac.uk. That's laibs-grademark-support @anglia.ac.uk. This is a new project for us in response to student feedback, but I am keen to hear your feedback about how it's working for you. So please use that email address, the Laibs Grademark Anglia email address, to tell us about your experience of using Grademark and Turnitin. We are open to improving it and changing it and making sure that you receive your feedback in a timely manner. So do let us know about your experiences. And also, I just wish you every success with your course and with your assessments and your modules and everything, and have a good time in the business school and Anglia Ruskin University.